you see the way the kids are, and I just think they've nailed it. There's always things you can improve, but I think they've nailed it.
Okay. And in terms of next year, and this September, and planning for this September, are there plans in place to try and help hit some of those numbers and and marketing targets and funding targets?
That carried on from the beginning of this intake.
Oh, okay.
And so the marketing effort continues along. The road shows will start when it's ready to get those road shows going. So everybody knows what they need to do.
So when you say road show, do you go visit?
Different schools, different areas.
Okay.
So the areas that you want. So the catchment area of the whole thing. It's not just Bicester.
No, it's fairly large.
So it's fairly large.
Yeah.
And so by going to the Banbury catchment, we did Banbury College, and we had an open day down there.
Okay.
So you mark it all around the area, you leaflet the area. You'll get the general advertising around the educational establishment is actually bringing people to us as well.
Okay.
So you say, right, well, come on, parents, come to the roadshow. We'll tell you what the school is about. You can talk to the students. So there's no stopping. Everybody realises that it's going to be easier from one point of view, but it's never going to be easy. So everybody's working hard to make sure that goes on.
And you mentioned it's not easy because you're a new school, doing things differently. Do you think there's any other reasons why it's never going to be easy?
Because it's new.
Okay.
The concept is
so
new.
until that really catches on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So studio schools and UTCs, one could argue, they've been open since 2009.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily a new concept.
But if they're new in an area, no one will have known that because your parent, as a parent, you're looking about where am I going to send my kids to school? And so if there's a UTC or there's a studio school 50 miles away, you've never even considered that option. It's only when that school or that studio comes to your area you start to think, okay, hang on, this is another option. I need to find out about this.
Okay. So you're more talking about like the local knowledge,
which is all you can do because you're looking for local students.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Fair enough. So just a last couple of few questions.
The last couple of few.
I'm wondering how much more I can squeeze in. I'm always very conscious of people's time. So
go to the couple.
I always laugh when I hear myself again on these recordings.
Yeah, I'm going to sound dreadful, I know that.
I sound more American than I think I do, but this is one of the questions that I asked Rama this morning, and I was wondering if he could answer this, potentially from the governor's perspective or a personal perspective. So what role do you think governors could play to kind of counteract the fact that schools that are trying to do something different are still being held to the accountability standards that a more mainstream, form of curriculum delivery is doing. And so parents who you're trying to build this local knowledge with are always going to refer back to the regular standards of accountability. So how do you convince parents, or how do you convince the local community that this is a good thing?
My way of doing it, and I think it's the way the school will do it, is what I've already said in a previous answer to you, to let parents know, look, your child is still going to get core education in all the areas, all the main areas of the national curriculum. What that boy or girl is going to get that it's not going to get in a traditional school is an insight, not just an insight, a real live step into their future working life, because the studio is now going up to BTEC. In fact, if it goes far enough, you can go up to a master's qualification. But so we've got BTEC qualifications. So it's real stuff. It's not just saying, look, you're coming to school and by the way, once a week you're going to play on some machines. You have got proper recognised qualifications, but they're qualifications that a future employer is going to look at. Because in reality, if you go into a specialist career, so if you want to go into medicine, absolutely you've got to have high level of maths, high level of biology, high level of science. But for people that are not really sure what they're going to do, your future employer isn't going to really worry whether you've got A-level geography or A-level history. I still believe in that. Sorry, I'm not decrying that.
Yeah.
But if you can go there and say, well, by the way, I've spent 2 years actually doing BTEC in engineering and business, and I've worked, in our case, it's general engineering, or I've been in motor racing, or I've done this. I just think it's a huge step in a market where employment becomes harder and harder, and I don't see it getting any easier.
So like you said, almost where you said that is the appeal and the uniqueness of the studio school, you think that is what really should be,
I do. I honestly do, yeah.
Okay. Right. I did keep it to a couple. That was my second. Is there anything else you think I should know about studio schools? I mean, there's 36 open today. And about 28 of them focus on STEM, focus on engineering or electronics or, kind of the remit of STEM. Why do you think that is, they were never set up to focus on STEM.
I honestly, I don't think I'm qualified to answer you. I don't know. I knew nothing about studio schools before I got involved with this.
Okay.
So I'm genuinely not qualified to answer it.
Okay.
My view is probably, if you're going to go for a vocational-based education, the STEM subjects are perhaps the natural ones to go for.
Okay.
To attract the general. So if you started going down, I don't know, the catering industry or art or... I'm not sure how easy that would be to sustain a school.
Right, to recruit the number of students you need.
To sustain.
Okay.
So STEM is actually quite natural because the engineering, the maths, the business studies, the technology can apply across such a broad range of potential future careers. I think perhaps it's a natural evolution, but I don't honestly know anything about. I know a bit about the Space School at Banbury because it's local to me.
Yeah.
Other than that, I actually don't know. I'm not qualified to give you an answer. Sorry.
I mean, but you've given me your personal view,
Okay,
which is
personal
great.
view, yeah.
Which is great. So anything else you feel I should know about Vista?
I think you probably know more than I do. No, I don't think there is. I'd love to see what other governors you're talking to give you, because it would be very interesting to see other views. But no, I think mine's a very personal view of how I've developed it, both from the company point of view and the governor point of view, because you'll speak to some governors that are only there as governors.
Yeah.
We've had this mixed thing.
Sorry, we've had to go slightly back and forth.
No, it's fine.
Which is why you saw me pull out another sheet.
No, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think there's anything else I can tell you.
Brilliant.
And I hope you found it useful.
This has been really useful.
Good.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
It was lovely meeting you.
It was lovely meeting you.